Mr. Codopony, will you please introduce yourself and explain why you are running for CBC number 1?
My name is Jack Codopony Sr. I reside in Apache, Oklahoma, and I'm running for the Comanche seat number 1. And one of the reasons why I'm running is because I feel that we need new leadership in our Comanche tribe, and this is one reason why I'm running.
How do you plan to improve the Comanche Nation's economic development?
Economic development is the procedure of developing businesses that would generate resources for funds and jobs for our tribal people. I believe that we need to reestablish the Economic Development Committee to generate funds for our Comanche people. And reason being is that we have, seemed like every year, we have our Comanche Nation, the enrollment keeps going higher. And we do have resources that we could tap into. At this time, we don't have that economic development, and this is needed because our tribal membership is growing every year. Not only that, we have a business base that we need to tap into, and this would be a good time to do this. If elected, this would be one of my priorities, to work with the new economic development program and with a new committee. I would also consider businesses that would only secure revenues that would be little cost to the tribe.
What steps do you think need to be made for the 60% reallocation plan to be approved, and how are you going to contribute to its approval?
Well, first of all, RAP stands for Revenue Allocation Plan. It is the percentages of distribution of funds that we get on a fiscal year basis that we get our funded programs. These programs are a benefit to the tribal members. In 2010, the General Council voted to increase our per cap from 40% to 60%. Now, we do have guidelines that we have to go by. We have federal guidelines, and we have gaming guidelines. So during this time, I believe Mr. Burgess was chairman. He had to request and send a letter to the BIA in Washington, D.C., not only Washington, D.C., but the National Indian Gaming Commission for approval. And at this time, it was denied. And the reason being was that we did not have enough funds to cover this. And if we had went ahead and increased our per cap to 60%, we would have to eliminate a large number of our programs that our people benefit by. So right now, the only way that we could get funding is interject the Economic Development Committee to look for resources to do this. Overall, what we need is more businesses and revenue so that we could move forward to have that increase of 60%. Until that's done, we can't do that without losing our programs.
What are your ideas to help cultural preservation of the Comanche Nation's languages, songs, dances, and traditions?
It is so important to keep our history in the forefront. We should always look back to see where we are going as people. The Comanches are a proud nation. We must preserve it by teaching Comanche languages, by finding new and inventive ways such as developing media products that would be accessible to all tribal members. One important thing is our horsemanship. We were known as skilled riders, and this is one of the reasons why we're known as Lords of the Plains. We should make classes available on riding horses. We must teach youth while we dance what the dance means and teach them about our Comanche regalia. There is so much to being Comanche.
How important do you feel it is to be transparent with information on the status of the Comanche Nation's finances, resolutions, meetings, and the audit? And how will you communicate to the tribal members about the standings of the Comanche tribe?
Transparency.
Transparency.
The CBC members and the chairman has a responsibility to be accountable to the general counsel. If elected, I would request that all things such as business transaction and ventures be made available for review for all tribal members. I would also like to have monthly department program reports. I believe that all tribal members need to be informed of all things related to operations in government, tribal government.
Do you think the current forensic audit being conducted on the certain tribal programs will help the Comanche Nation? Explain. And will you support another forensic audit?
Forensic audit. The forensic audit is the benefit to the Comanche Nation because it would find fraud and embezzlement of tribal funds. And if we find that this has occurred, the persons or persons involved should be held accountable to the fullest extent. And I would agree to have another forensic audit.
Do you feel the Comanche Nation's nepotism law needs to be changed?
I do think the nepotism law needs to be changed because it's very vague. Right now, as it is, we just need to follow the Constitution as it's stated. We need to go case by case. If elected, I would like to revise this section of our Constitution to be more specific. I feel at this time the section is too vague.
Now, the last 2 minutes will just be your closing statements, whatever you want to close with. You can just start at any time.
In closing, I would like to say that all these topics that I have discussed, I will do my best to make sure that we all work together as your CBC to implement them. And then again, I'm asking for your vote, and I thank you very much.